If you're eyeing a spot in a business administration program, well, you've definitely got a lot of company. For the 2026 academic year, it's one of the most popular and competitive fields out there. And for good reason. The curriculum pretty much covers every angle of business and can really set you up for an amazing career. But with thousands of students all going for the same spots, how you actually stand out? In this explainer, we're going to give you the data-driven strategy you need to win.
Okay, let's start with a number. 1,304. Burn this number into your brain. That's the total number of admission spots available for business administration departments nationwide through the application channel for 2026. Every single one of those is up for grabs.
And to put that number into perspective, business admin is the fourth largest major in the entire country. We're talking only behind giants like information engineering, electrical engineering, and information management. So yeah, this isn't just a popular choice, it's a battleground for some of the country's sharpest students.
So that's the big question, right? With thousands of applicants all fighting for just over 1,300 spots, you're going to need more than just good grades. You need a killer strategy. And that is exactly what we are going to build together, right here, right now.
Here's our game plan. First, we'll figure out why this major is so popular in the first place. Then, we'll crack the code behind what admissions committees really look for. We'll pit some top universities against each other to see how their strategies differ, help you find your best fit, and then wrap it all up with an action plan for that final push before the exam.
So first things first, why is this major such a magnet for students year after year? Understanding its appeal is the first step to sizing up the competition.
We already know it's a massive field, but the real draw, it's the curriculum. It is incredibly broad. It covers everything from marketing and finance to HR and operations. This gives you this super versatile foundation. Think of it like a business Swiss Army knife that can open doors to tons of different careers. It's a really smart choice for anyone who wants to keep their options wide open.
Okay, now we get to the real core of our analysis. It's time to look past those surface-level requirements and uncover what actually truly matters in your application. This is a trap that so many students fall into. You see a university has some high screening multiplier for a subject, and you automatically think, okay, that's the most important one. But it's not that simple. Because the screening process has multiple stages, that one number can be seriously misleading. To see the whole picture, we need a better tool. And here it is. We call it Subject Quota Contribution. The easiest way to think about it is this. Imagine a university's admission spots are one big pie. This metric tells you exactly how big of a slice each subject gets. In other words, it shows how many of those precious admission spots are effectively decided by your score in just that one subject. This is the true measure of how important each subject is. Now, this isn't just some random guess, it's a solid, data-driven method. As you can see, first, we break down the screening weights at every single stage. Then, we distribute that influence across all the subjects involved in that stage. And finally, we just add it all up to get one clear, powerful number for each subject. This is the data that's going to shape your winning strategy. All right. Enough theory. Let's put this into practice. We're going to throw 3 of the top universities in the country into the ring. National Taiwan University, National Tsinghua University, and National Cheng Kung University. And you're about to see just how wildly different their priorities really are. Wow. Okay, this chart right here says it all. You can immediately see the massive differences. Just look at that huge spike for English at NTU. Now, compare that to NCCU's more balanced, spread out approach, and then look at NCKU. It's a whole different ballgame, focusing on just 2 key subjects. One size definitely does not fit all. Let's break that down a bit. If you want to get into NTU, your English score is everything. It accounts for the equivalent of over 15 admission spots. English is king, no question. But for NCCU, it's a different story. Yeah, English still leads, but look how close Chinese and social studies are. They're clearly looking for a student who is strong all around in the humanities. And then you have NCKU. If you're aiming for NCKU, it is a completely different game. The screening process comes down entirely to just 2 things, your English score and your Math B score. A perfect 50-50 split. Your scores in Chinese and social studies, they have literally 0 impact on whether you pass the initial screening. It is a pure 2-subject strategy. Okay, so we've seen how different the top 3 can be. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. This is how you can match your personal strengths to the right university for you. Across the country, some really clear patterns emerge. For most of the top-tier national universities, a fantastic English score is your golden ticket. But for a lot of private universities, the focus shifts over to Chinese and social studies. Are you a math A-whiz? Well, a few specific programs really value that. And get this, if you're a true specialist in one subject, there are even schools where the entire screening decision rests on that single score. Knowing these trends lets you target the schools that are going to value what you do best.
Theory is great, but now it's time to get down to brass tacks. The GSET exam is just around the corner, so let's turn all this analysis into a concrete study plan for that final push.
We are officially in the home stretch. With less than 2 months to go, every single study session counts. This is not the time for guessing. It's time for a focused, data-driven strategy to get the most points where they'll matter most for your dream school.
Now let's look at the big picture, and this might surprise you. While English totally dominates at the very top schools, if we look at all 1,304 spots nationwide, Chinese is actually the single most influential subject. It contributes to 35% of all admission decisions. English, social studies, and Math B follow right behind. This shows you the entire landscape you're competing in.
So, here it is, your final checklist. First, what we call the universal core. A strong English score is absolutely crucial for almost any top-tier school. You have to lock that down. Second, the humanities advantage. If Chinese and social studies are your strong suits, you have a clear edge at places like NCCU and a ton of private universities. And third, the Math BAs. If you kill it in Math B, then schools like NCKU are practically tailor-made for you. Focus your energy there.
So there you have it. We've cracked the code and we've laid out the entire playbook. You now have the tools to see beyond the surface and understand what these universities are really looking for. The data is officially in your hands, so the only question left is, what's your winning strategy going to be?